The Los Angeles Lakers are heading into a season filled with questions, and one of the biggest revolves around guard Austin Reaves. Once an undrafted rookie fighting for a roster spot, Reaves has evolved into one of the team's most important contributors. His rise has been impressive, but it has also created a complicated scenario for the franchise, both financially and structurally. With free agency looming and ongoing concerns about his fit alongside Luka Doncic, the Lakers may soon face a decision they would rather avoid. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Reaves has become a reliable third option for Los Angeles, providing a fence behind LeBron James and Don. In just 4 seasons, he has transformed himself from a little-known prospect into a guard capable of carrying stretches of the offense, creating shots for himself and others, and giving the Lakers the kind of scoring depth that championship contenders desperately need. His averages last season, 20.2 points, 5.8 assists, and 4.5 rebounds per game on strong efficiency, speak to his growth as both a scorer and playmaker. Yet for all of his production, questions remain. The Lakers' new franchise direction, centered around Don, requires pieces that fit seamlessly around the 26-year-old superstar. Don is one of the NBA's most dominant offensive engines, but his style demands the ball in his hands and comes with defensive shortcomings. Reaves, while effective, also requires touches to maximize his impact, and his own defensive limitations create problems when paired in the backcourt with Don. Two guards who can be targeted on defense pose a challenge for any team that aspires to contend at the highest level. That challenge is compounded by the financial realities of Reaves' situation. He currently holds a player option for the 2026-27 season, but the deal is far below what he could command on the open market. Almost everyone around the league expects him to decline that option when the time comes, making him an unrestricted free agent in search of a lucrative long-term deal. For the Lakers, that raises the stakes. Do they commit significant money to keep him, or do they consider moving him before he potentially walks away for nothing? According to Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points, this is precisely the dilemma Los Angeles faces. Seeing as LA could potentially lose Reaves for nothing, they'd be remiss not to consider trading him at some point this season, especially if it becomes clear he and Don's athleticism concerns are too much to overcome in pursuit of a championship, Irwin reported. His words capture the uncertainty that now hovers over one of the Lakers' most popular players. What complicates matters further is the market for Reaves. Rival executives know his value, and interest around the league remains high. The Lakers reportedly shut down trade talks involving him this summer, signaling that he would only be included in a package for a bona fide star. But that stance may be tested if his fit with Don continues to draw questions. Other teams are expected to inquire, and at some point Los Angeles may need to decide whether holding on to Reaves is worth the risk of losing him for nothing in free agency. From a basketball standpoint, Reaves offers plenty to like. His ability to break down defenses with crafty drives, create shots in isolation, and set up teammates makes him a versatile weapon. He has also improved his outside shooting, hitting 37.7% of his threes last season, which allows him to play off the ball when necessary. Defensively, he competes and uses his size well against certain matchups, but he lacks elite quickness, and that becomes more glaring when paired with Don, whose defensive issues are well documented. The Lakers front office must also weigh the intangibles. Reaves has become a fan favorite in Los Angeles, admired for his underdog story and relentless work ethic. His rise from undrafted free agent to a central piece of the Lakers' rotation is the kind of narrative that resonates in a city that values grit as much as star power. Trading him, even for the right return, would not be a popular move among fans or within the locker room. At the same time, the Lakers cannot afford sentimentality if it jeopardizes their championship window. LeBron James, now 40, is nearing the final stretch of his legendary career. The presence of Don gives the team a cornerstone for the future, but the margin for error in building a contender around him is slim. If the Reaves-Don backcourt experiment proves flawed, the Lakers may have to act sooner rather than later. For now, Los Angeles appears committed to seeing how the pairing develops this season. If Reaves delivers another strong offensive campaign, it will be difficult to justify moving on from him. His scoring punch and playmaking ability provide balance to a roster that has often struggled with offensive consistency. But as the year progresses, the combination of his looming free agency, his expected demand for a larger contract, and the lingering questions about his fit with Don will keep his future very much in the spotlight. The Lakers have long been a franchise defined by star power and bold decisions. Austin Reaves may not be the biggest name on the roster, but his situation could be one of the defining storylines of the season. Whether Los Angeles chooses to keep him, trade him, or risk losing him next summer, the outcome will shape not only his career, but also the direction of the team in the years ahead. After weeks of trade rumors, contract debates, and questions about the Lakers' long-term direction, another storyline has taken center stage: LeBron James and his future in the NBA. The 40-year-old superstar, preparing for his 23rd season, spoke to Complex and directly addressed speculation about retirement. His response was both clear and measured. "Retirement is coming. It is coming. It's just not here just yet," James said. That simple statement captures where James stands today. His career is closer to its conclusion than its beginning, but he remains committed to competing at the highest level. For years, fans and analysts have wondered when the league's all-time leading scorer would finally call it quits. Now, James himself acknowledges that the end is near, but not before one more run at adding to his legacy. The significance of his 23rd season cannot be understated. Few players in NBA history have lasted this long, let alone continued to produce at such an elite level. James's longevity has redefined expectations of what a basketball career can look like, and heading into this season, he is still viewed as one of the league's top 10 players. Of course, the conversation around retirement doesn't come in isolation. This summer was turbulent for James and the Lakers. His decision to opt into his $52.6 million player option at the start of free agency sparked immediate speculation. Some believed it was a tactical move, setting the stage for a possible trade request. The rumor mill went into overdrive, linking James to potential exits. But in the end, nothing materialized. As training camp approaches, the reality is clear. James will once again be in purple and gold when the season tips off. The bigger question is whether he'll remain in Los Angeles by season's end. While no deal has been struck, the NBA is unpredictable, and James's contract situation ensures that speculation will not fade anytime soon. What has changed, however, is the dynamic inside the Lakers organization. For nearly 2 decades, LeBron James has been the focal point of every team he's played on. That era is shifting. With the acquisition of Luka Don in February, a blockbuster trade that shocked the league, Los Angeles has secured its future centerpiece. Don is the player expected to lead the Lakers into the next era, while James transitions into a secondary role. That doesn't mean his importance has diminished. Far from it. James's experience, leadership, and on-court production remain vital to the Lakers' chances of competing in the Western Conference. He averaged over 25 points per game last season and continued to impact nearly every facet of the game, but the franchise is now preparing for a time when Don, not James, carries the full weight of expectations. For James, that shift may actually extend his career. By no longer carrying the burden of being the sole offensive engine, he can pick his moments, manage his minutes, and conserve energy for the postseason. That adjustment could allow him to remain effective even as retirement draws closer. The Western Conference landscape only adds more intrigue. The margin between success and disappointment is razor thin. 1 or 2 wins could separate a top 6 seed from the play-in tournament. Every possession matters, and every healthy body is crucial. In that environment, James's presence as a reliable second star could make the difference in whether the Lakers position themselves as contenders or fight for survival. What stands out most is how James has chosen to handle the narrative. For years, speculation about his retirement was met with silence or vague deflections. This time he was direct. He knows the end is inevitable, and he isn't denying it anymore. Instead, he's embracing the reality while making it clear that he isn't ready to step aside just yet. This clarity sets the stage for a season filled with anticipation. Fans know they are watching one of the final chapters of a legendary career. The Lakers know they are balancing between honoring their superstar's present contributions and building around their future cornerstone in Don. And the league as a whole is preparing for the moment when James, one of the greatest players in history, eventually decides to walk away. For now, that moment isn't here. The 23rd season of LeBron James is about to begin, and while retirement is coming, the story continues. The Los Angeles Lakers continue to find themselves at the center of trade speculation, and the latest scenario points toward yet another potential shakeup to strengthen their roster. This time, the focus shifts to the front court, an area that analysts argue still needs reinforcement despite adjustments made earlier in the offseason. According to a recent proposal, the Lakers could look to part ways with veteran guard Gabe Gabe Vincent, sending him to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for center Daniel Gafford, one of the league's more reliable rim protectors. The deal, however, isn't limited to just 2 teams. Reports indicate that it would be structured as a 3-team trade involving the Brooklyn Nets as well, with each franchise addressing different needs through the transaction. For the Lakers, the appeal is obvious. Daniel Gafford has earned a reputation as an interior presence capable of protecting the rim and finishing plays around the basket with consistency. Since joining the Mavericks midway through the 2023-24 campaign, he's played a key role in stabilizing Dallas's defense and providing energy in the paint. His impact was especially noticeable during the team's run to the NBA Finals, where his ability to alter shots and thrive as a pick-and-roll target gave Dallas an extra dimension. Last season, Gafford elevated his performance to career-best levels. He averaged 12.3 points per game while converting over 70% of his field goal attempts, in addition to 6.8 rebounds and 1.8 blocks per contest. For a Lakers team still searching for consistent interior defense, these numbers underline why his name has surfaced in trade discussions. The framework of the proposal breaks down as follows. Los Angeles would receive Daniel Gafford along with Haywood Highsmith, a versatile forward who adds depth and defensive effort on the wing. In return, the Lakers would send out Gabe Vincent, rookie wing Dalton Knecht, center Jackson Hayes, and a 2030 second-round pick. The Mavericks would receive Vincent and a package of future draft considerations, including a 2031 first-round pick and a 2026 pick swap, while Brooklyn would come away with Knecht, Hayes, and additional draft capital to aid their ongoing rebuild. Each team's motivation is distinct. For Dallas, moving on from Gafford is not without risk, but the front office gains flexibility. Vincent, while inconsistent during his brief time with the Lakers, provides backcourt insurance for a roster that has often been forced to adjust to Irving's availability. His experience and ability to serve as a stabilizing presence in the guard rotation make him a valuable stopgap option. For the Nets, the trade fits into their long-term vision. By acquiring younger players and draft capital, they continue to stockpile assets while reshaping their roster. Knecht, in particular, represents an intriguing piece, as the rookie has shown flashes of promise and could develop into a contributor in Brooklyn's system. The biggest spotlight, however, shines on Los Angeles. The Lakers' decision to potentially move Vincent reflects a shift in priorities. When he was signed in the 2023 offseason, expectations were high after his standout performances in Miami, but his inconsistent play has limited his impact in Los Angeles, and the team's new focus on maximizing Luka Doncic's potential has made him expendable. By bringing in Gafford, the Lakers address a long-standing issue in their rotation while sending a clear signal that they are committed to surrounding Doncic with players who can complement his skill set. From a broader perspective, this type of trade would have ripple effects across the league. For Los Angeles, acquiring Gafford would solidify their front court, giving them a reliable defender and lob threat who can impact games on both ends of the floor. For Dallas, the deal ensures they maintain backcourt stability while adding flexibility through draft assets, even as they part with a productive big man. And for Brooklyn, the move strengthens their rebuilding efforts by bringing in both youth and future picks. It's worth noting that the proposal remains speculative at this stage, with no confirmation that discussions have reached an advanced level. Still, the idea illustrates the type of aggressive moves the Lakers could pursue as they continue reshaping their roster around Doncic. After pulling off a blockbuster trade earlier this year to land their new franchise cornerstone, Los Angeles has made it clear that they are not done making adjustments. This potential move fits into a larger theme that has defined the Lakers offseason: urgency. The organization recognizes the need to act decisively in order to maximize their championship window. Adding Gafford would not be the flashiest move, but it could be one of the most practical, addressing an area of weakness while balancing the roster in a way that better supports their stars. As the season approaches, the Lakers remain under the microscope, with every decision scrutinized by fans and analysts alike. Whether this trade comes to fruition or not, it underscores the relentless pursuit of improvement in Los Angeles. The franchise knows the stakes, and with Doncic now leading the way, every roster move is measured against the ultimate goal of bringing another championship to the purple and gold.